Most of us are aware that there are leeches lurking in the dark corners of the internet, waiting for the perfect moment to strike from the shadows and separate you and your money like Jim Crow separating blacks and whites. It is reported that Americans in particular lost over $9 billion to scammers in 2022, and the global economy is expected to lose $10.5 trillion to cyber swindlers by next year. This obviously has social consequences, not just financial, like diminished trust of online sellers in general, with a nice sprinkle of some racial bias in there as well.
Hello, my name is Hamoud. Welcome to Microsoft Technical Support. How may I help you?
Oh, Microsoft Technical Support, huh? Yeah, fucking right! You think I don't know your games, you scamming lowlife? You scamming piece of shit?
But there are those baits out there that you know you shouldn't fall for. But some people unironically dive face first. They're probably the same kind of people who believe in astrology. I bet they blame their stupidity on cancer. We're gonna go through what I think are the most ridiculous scams and rate their stupidity, as well as the stupidity of the victims that should have known better. Both out of 10. Also, side quest, take a shot every time I say the word scam. Adin Ross gets finessed by Playboy Cardi. Let's cut to the chase. Ross paid up to $2 million to have Playboy Cardi show up on the stream for a maximum of 6.5 minutes. Now, it doesn't matter who the person is, no kind of visit is worth $2 million, let alone one that results in one of the most awkward fever dreams to ever be archived on the internet. Like 99.9% of it consisted of pure silence and the 0.1% of basic ass questions that Ross asked Cardi, which she refused to answer any of them, making the situation more awkward, like that was even possible. And what was with that mask he was wearing? I swear celebrities always be wearing the most ridiculous things humanly fathomable. But of course, we gotta differentiate ourselves from the peasant masses somehow, and 5 minutes into the stream is when Ross hands out the $2 million in cash, and Cardi leaves not long afterwards. Like, this is passive income right here, there's no better example. $2 million for doing absolutely nothing. Relatively speaking, virtually nobody will ever see that kind of money in their lifetime. And this hat just gives up like trick or treat. And there were a bunch of other streamers reacting to this train wreck, commenting on this unreal buffoonery. This was all just embarrassing, to put it gently. Stupidity of scam, undecided. Stupidity of victim, 10 out of 10. Now the reason this is undecided is because it's a toss-up. Cardi proposed a deal to see if Ross would accept it or not, so it was more of a take it or leave it situation, which Ross accepted because that bulb isn't too bright. But comment below what number I should have given the scam. Church crypto scam. Another thing I don't get is how people are still falling for crypto scams. This story involves an online pastor and his wife raking in over $3 million, $1.3 million of which they pocketed for personal use. They told their loyal followers to put their money into index coin, their currency, and God will make them super wealthy. And a lot of people did spend a lot of money. They lost it. Unsurprisingly, he got found out and he posted a video which he somehow didn't get crucified for. In it, he literally admits to the scam, revealing there was no exit. This is just another example of the old hat tricks used by these fucking megachurch pastors to bribe their smooth-brained followers into giving up their hard-earned cash to make them insanely wealthy. You know, if you give cheerfully, you'll reap bountifully. I promise. God is no man's debtor. Now pay up, you idiots! This private jet won't pay for itself! I swear, if I wasn't God in name only, all these televangelist goons would be struck by lightning right about now. Then this mountebank uses God's name as a soft cushion to land on, blaming God for his actions, claiming that God told him to start this crypto scam, essentially taking his name in vain, which is a blatant sin in the Bible, and considering the aftermath of his actions that he's using blasphemy to defend, I'm surprised he got off scot-free without 1,000 volts up his ass. And the saddest part is that his followers still support him. You see, this is why we have the problems that we do. This guy openly admitted to a scam, and you dummies are still backing him up. Maybe you all deserve to be scammed. You are literally doing this to yourselves. Absolutely zero critical thinking or basic common sense. Hard to feel bad for you if you don't even feel bad for yourselves, much less ashamed of yourselves. Stupidity of scam, 3 out of 10. Stupidity of victims, 8 out of 10. Now this one was actually pretty smart. This pastor knows his audience well and understands how crypto works, meaning he had all the right tools at his disposal to abuse the trust of his sheeple. But the cop-out was super weak, he couldn't even be discreet. Not even try to think up a clever lie once he got found out, and openly admitting to fraudulent activity, because his devotees would have turned on him if their collective IQ was at least 10 points higher. Taiwan insurance scam. Now for those of you who haven't heard this one yet, would you believe me if I told you that somebody actually amputated their legs to try and scam an insurance company? So this Taiwanese college student named Chang put his legs in a bucket of dry ice for 10 hours and claimed later that the frostbite he got was a result of him riding a scooter at night. He pleaded for compensation from 8 insurance policies, hoping to pocket $1.7 million in total. He didn't get a red cent, and the doctors knew something was off. There were no shoe or sock marks on his feet, and the weather conditions were not consistent with frostbite, so clearly he didn't think this through at all. But let's get real here. No amount of money is worth losing whole ass limbs. Like, what am I gonna do with millions of dollars while not having the ability to move around freely? I can't go where I want and enjoy life on my own terms if I've skipped leg day for an eternity. And the reasons given for this whole stunt are equally as laughable. Chang claims to be in a partnership with another 23-year-old student named Lau, who essentially made up this tale that gang members were after him for an outstanding debt, when really, he had incurred financial losses from trading crypto.
It's all coming together.
Both he and Lau were charged with fraud and embezzlement. Not gonna lie, these are some of the biggest losers of the century, especially Mr. Break-a-Leg. How he got into college in the first place is a mystery not even Mystery Incorporated can solve. Stupidity of scam, 10 out of 10. Stupidity of victims, 0 out of 10. There weren't really any victims of these morons, just the morons were victims of their own stupidity. Akon City scam. Now this scam involves more crypto shenanigans because of course it does. It involves a project for a city dreamed up by Mr. Lonely himself, better known as Akon, but we'll call him the Con for now. You see this? This is what was supposed to be the currency of a city ripped straight out of a sci-fi film. No, seriously. And check out these vendors. This right here is supposed to be completed in 2026. I'm seriously questioning the mental wellness of anybody who unironically donated to this. And this is the progress so far.
Let's fucking go!
The investors, yes there were actual investors, for the shit piece never got their money back. How absurd. And it's safe to assume that these goons became investors after just coming from a YouTube tutorial from 2018 on how to dropship. And can we take a look at these concept designs real quick? These are some of the ugliest renders to ever grace the human eye. Did the con's architect actually think that he was cooking with this? This makes modern art look like art. Either he was on shrooms the entire time, or this is actually a video of a 3D printed model that got left in the sun for 3 hours. Needless to say, this is never going to happen, especially with the possible use of Ponzi and pyramid schemes alleged by Jeffrey Movitt, a lawyer, and the con ended up paying $850,000 to settle part of the lawsuit that took place. Now obviously Black Panther was the main inspiration for this, and it was a great movie, don't get me wrong. The second one though,
it's alright, like...
But Akon, seriously dude, nobody should have to tell you this, but Wakanda is not real, okay? Stupidity of scam, 8 out of 10. Stupidity of victims, 8 out of 10. The PS5 Pro. Now a lot of people have been super disappointed by the announcement a few weeks ago for the new PS5 Pro console. It's going for $700 and comes with a few upgrades defined by advertisers as the Big Three. Seriously, you couldn't come up with a more original name? And these improvements aren't that big of a step up. There is a significant difference in performance, but not much of a difference in graphical fidelity. This isn't a $200 upgrade by any means, especially when realizing when you have to take points off for the trade-offs. The stand is sold separately, and there's no disk drive, which is already a deal breaker for many, and continues to perpetuate the war on physical media. Like, this is just not worth it for people who already own a PS5. And why do they always only show PS4 games for PS5 presentations? Has this generation in gaming really been that dry? But yeah, that's PlayStation in 2024. Pay has no limits. Stupidity of scam, 4 out of 10. Stupidity of victims, 5 out of 10. When Sony put this out there were a lot of people tearing it to shreds, and rightfully so. But this company knows its consumer base really well, and they'll probably still turn a big profit because enough people will eat this shit up like that candy from Jimmy Neutron. Now these are just a few of the scams that took place in this year alone, but for what it's worth, I'll keep doing my research, and you guys can also notify me in the comments of any stories I missed, and I'll do a part 2. And it turns out, as I was editing this video, there has been a sudden influx of new crypto scam cases, so I'll certainly cover them in the future. Also, comment below if you made it through the side quest. If you're still sober, that is. Also, Merry Christmas! Hope you all enjoy. Please give this video a like, subscribe, comment if you feel you need to, and I should get back to you pretty soon. Until then, later.